Okay, so we have this problem, and the problem states, calculate how much volume in milliliters of each reactant, so of these guys, you will need to synthesize 2 grams of AgCl. Now, the first solution is a silver nitrate, AgNO3, and that's a 5.5 molar solution, and then calcium chloride is a 0.45 molar solution. So what they're asking is how many milliliters of these guys will you need to create 2 grams of AgCl. Okay, and that's what we have so far. So what we do is we actually use stoichiometry, right, to answer this question. So if we go to this this flowchart that we have here, right? So this flowchart, we are actually doing a few things. We are starting with grams, right? We're starting with grams, and we're trying to get to volume in milliliters. So notice, this molar mass will be step 1. Step 1, mole to mole. Step 2, molarity. Step 3, and then liters to milliliters is step 4. So again, first step, molar mass. Second step, mole to mole. Third step, molarity. Fourth step, liters to milliliters. All right, so let's go back to the problem. All right, so I'm just going to write those steps right over here. Step 1 is the molar mass. Okay. Step 2, we're going to use a mole to mole conversion. Step 3 is the molarity of your solution. That's how you're going to get to essentially liters, and then once you're at liters, you're going to convert liters into milliliters. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start with, right, we know that we need to get to 2 grams of AgCl. Okay. Now, the first conversion that we do is our molar mass. Well, we need to find the molar mass of AgCl. And how do we do that? Well, you're going to use your periodic table. Right? Now, what the molar mass of AgCl happens to be 143.32 grams of AgCl per 1 mole of AgCl. Now, the next step, right? So we're at step 1. Step 2, mole to mole. Now we use this equation to essentially help us solve that. So we're trying to get from AgCl, right? We're trying to figure out from AgCl, and then let's just pick silver nitrate as our first step. So we have silver nitrate. So we have AgCl, and we're trying to figure out how many milliliters of silver nitrate we're going to need. So you have 2 moles of AgCl will be produced, and 2 moles of silver nitrate will react. So that's your mole to mole ratio. So that's step 2 for the conversion. Step 3 is now your molarity, right? And that's when we use this guy here. So molarity, recall, is equal to moles over liters. So in this case, we have 0.5 moles for every liter of solution. Okay, so with that said, let's go ahead and use that as a conversion factor. So we have 0.5 moles per every liter of solution. Now we're talking about AgNO3. Let's make sure we keep our units so we know that we're doing this problem correctly. Okay, now the last step is just converting from liters to milliliters. And I'm going to erase that just so I can have some space here. So in 1 liter, there's 1,000 milliliters. Good. And that's your 4th and final step. Okay, so from here, you multiply straight across. So you have 2 times 2 times 1,000, and multiply straight from the bottom. 143.32 times 2 times 0.5, and you should get 27.9 milliliters of AgNO3. So that's how many you're going to need to react or to create 2 grams of AgCl. Alright, so that was the first step, right? So we just figured out how many milliliters of silver nitrate we're going to need to create 2 grams of AgCl. We also need to do the same thing for calcium chloride. So again, we want to get 2 grams of AgCl, but now this time we're going to try to figure out how much solution of calcium chloride we're going to need to use. So same thing. It's the same exact step. You're trying to get from grams to milliliters in your dimensional analysis. So let's go ahead and do just that. So very similar first step, right? You have 2 grams of AgCl. We have to convert that to moles. The way you do that is you use the molar mass. Now this is the same as the step above. So 143.32 grams. Let me make sure I use my units. AgCl. We're going to multiply that by a mole to mole conversion. So now that we have moles, we're going to try to get into figure out how many moles of the other solution we're going to need. So we have 1 mole of calcium chloride per 2 moles of AgCl. So we have 2 moles of AgCl over 1 mole of calcium chloride. Alright, so that is your mole to mole. Last thing is your molarity. So what is the molarity of your solution? So you have 0.45 moles in every 1 liter of solution. Okay, good. And then the last thing is you can convert this to milliliters. Alright, when you do the math for that, you should get 15.5 milliliters. Good. Okay, so when you do this in your experiment, what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to essentially have 15.5 milliliters of CaCl2, and you're going to mix that with 27.9 milliliters of silver nitrate. And that is how you start this lab. Alright, if you have any questions, just call Mr. Farias over. Thank you.